got a fever, and the only prescription is more
Tradin Paint.
Hi, welcome back to the program. 3.5 after the hour, third hour of our time together on this Tuesday from the world headquarters of Sirius XM in the nation's capital. I'm Rick Benjamin. Welcome back to the program. We left Randy LaJoie in charge today at the NASCAR Hall of Fame studios. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but
easy.
Everything good down there? They didn't, you had to learn the secret handshake on it to be in there by yourself. Did they get you all tuned up there?
I'm trying to sell some of these cars on this.
Myers Motor Speedway. Be careful now.
Yeah.
I think Chuck laid the crime scene tape around there, so be really careful.
I know that.
All right. 1-866-PIT-LANE, but we'll get to your phone calls next after we talk to our good friend Reed Sorenson from the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Drives the number 32 Dollar General Chevrolets out of the Turner Motorsports stable and occasionally the 30 car as well. Welcome back. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey, we're fine. 8th at Nashville on Saturday. Talk us through the day a little. How was your? Wasn't what you wanted, I'm sure there.
Yeah, it was up and down. We struggled the whole weekend with a tight race car and seemed to make some gains during practice, but really didn't get it where we wanted. And during the race, I think the second run of the race, we actually had a really good car, and I think we went up to fourth, and saw some potential there. And the last two runs, it went back to being really tight again. So we missed it a little bit, and we did have to work hard for where we finished, and we just need to get a little bit better there. But we do get another chance to go back there here in a few months.
Now, Reed, with all Turner's got going on over there with are you guys all under one roof, or is it just nationwide right now? And how well do all crew chiefs work together? All cars pretty close, the same, Hendricks power, your own chassis. How's that all working over there?
Well, the nationwide cars are definitely under one roof here, and then the truck team is separate, but they're together as well. So we do all run the same chassis. As far as setups go, I know at Nashville there was quite a bit of difference between the setups, but the crew chiefs get along really good and seem to share information pretty well. So I think that'll be something we're going to have to use to our advantage here pretty soon and figure out what works and what doesn't, and make sure those guys are working together.
Reed Sorenson with us on the hotline. You couldn't be, I don't think, in much better shape, though, in terms of the championship right now. You're 4 points back, fourth spot. This new the rule change that keeps the Cup guys out of it and lets you guys settle this championship among yourselves on the nationwide side. It's had a great effect in that. You've got 7 drivers within 7 points and a tie up top. Talk about that a little. Does that add to the pressure for you as you think about trying to win that championship?
Well, I don't know if it adds pressure, but it's just something that, our goal is to win. We don't want to finish second or third or fourth, and we feel like we got the team that can do it. And like you said, we're 4 points out, and I feel like that we still have a long way to go on how we can perform. So that's what's exciting to me, and what's exciting to all the guys on the team, because we know how much better we can do, and we're only 4 points out, so we should have a good shot.
And as you look ahead at Richmond this week, what do you think of that place? Has that been a track that's been good for you over the years?
Definitely. It's probably one of my favorite racetracks. It seems like the asphalt gets better each year. It gets pretty slick on long runs, even at nighttime. So produces 2-3 wide racing, and definitely one of my favorite short tracks to go to.
Reed, now the place gets wore out, but you still work to get your car to handle on the bottom? Because if it handles on the bottom, it'll handle everywhere, even with these new cars. Is that still the quickest way around?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, anytime you see, even on the Cup races with the new COT car, whoever's leading is usually able to run the bottom. And like you said, if you get it working down there, you can usually move up to the second or third groove, and it'll work pretty good up there too. So I think that sometimes you have to move up if your car doesn't work on the bottom and try to find something there. But I think if you want to win the race, you're going to have to be good on the bottom.
Reed Sorenson with us on the hotline. I think it was Todd Bodine mentioned to us earlier in the show. I guess he'd been over by your shops. You guys are still building new cars, but I look here and I see you've got a chassis coming out that you'll run this week at Richmond that you used at Phoenix. But is the development process well underway? I mean, is Turner one of the race teams that we think about, thinking, the car we ran earlier in the year just isn't good enough anymore? We're trying to make these things better all the time?
Well, right now the cars they're building are chassis-wise are all the same. they're always trying to make gains, whether it be on the bodies or if we do find something or change something on the chassis, then they'll obviously try to change all of them. And there's a process about doing that. But right now, running 4 teams, nationwide teams, they're just trying to make sure we have enough cars to take the racetrack every week.
Yeah, that's important. No question about it. Reed Sorenson with us on the hotline. You got a couple of top 5s, couple of top 10s at Richmond, and you said that is one of the places you certainly like to go. It always gives us a great show, I think. Looking back at Nashville last week, we had the scenario that's maybe become all too familiar. 3 Cup guys at the top of the order of finish, and 4 actually, count Logano, then Stenhouse and Trevor Bayne. Austin Dillon breaks through, and then you're next in line, 4th among the nationwide truck guys, if you will. Is the gap closing? Do you think you're getting closer to being able to win one of these?
I think so, and then we got to get past that barrier and be able to compete with those Cup teams, and that's if you look at the races and who we get beat by, it is the Cup guys. So we know we got to get a little bit better to get where they're at, but little gains are so big in this sport that if we can just find a little bit, that'll put us in a position where we're able to win, I think.
Now, at the end of the year, when you're in the point hunt, and do you believe that a champion could be crowned without a win? And what could you do? I mean, other than try to win every race, do you guys go out there and say, hey, we're not going to go to the head table and not win a race this year, so let's put our head to it. Do you guys circle an event to say, okay, we're going to really put an effort into this, put a testing procedure in somewhere, go test to try to get a little bit better?
Well, I think that is possible to happen, but I don't think it will. Just if you look at everybody that's in the top 6, I would find it hard to believe whoever does win the championship that they won't win a race. I find that hard to believe, and there's a lot of racetracks coming up that I think any of these, any of us nationwide only drivers can win. And, we got Iowa coming up and places like that, too, that give us a good opportunity to win a race. But I think there'll be maybe 2 or 3 wins for whoever wins the championship.
Sure hope it happens soon for you guys particularly. We love having you on the show, and we certainly feel like you're part of our family here, too, so we'd love to see you get one of these maybe this weekend. I read some comments from your crew chief, Trent Owens, earlier, talking about how similar this place is to Phoenix, and I guess you'll use the car you took to Phoenix this week at Richmond. I would think of Phoenix as a really flat racetrack compared to Richmond, which I've always thought of as a track with a lot of banking. What makes it similar, and do you think of it that way from a driver's perspective?
Well, Richmond is it's probably flatter than what it looks. Just being out on the track, I don't know what the exact banking is, but it's fairly flat. I think it's got to be pretty close to Phoenix. The speeds are a little bit different, but in the past we've been able to take a setup that worked good at Phoenix and be able to use it at a place like Richmond. It's similar on how much you use the brake, and your car's got to turn really good. So both of those places you got to have a car that turns good, and I guess that's why we're taking this one. It ran good at Phoenix, and I guess we're hoping that it will run good at Richmond this weekend.
All right, getting ready to go. What's your schedule this week? Racing Friday night? Are you going to go up and catch the K&N race tomorrow night and the Hamlin late model thing, or are you just going to go up there Friday morning?
I haven't decided yet. I was thinking about driving up and watching that race. I heard they tested up there, so everybody should have their cars tuned in. It might be a pretty good race. Or a wreck fest.
Yeah, well, it might be that. I mean, you got 55 cars. I think I mentioned 36 or 38. I had seen an early entry list. I got another one here a little bit ago. 55 cars entered for that thing, and you've got, of course, you've got Denny, you've got Stewart, you got 8 or 10 Cup regulars, and then guys who are short track guys from the what was Southside Speedway are coming up to run, South Boston guys. So you got a real mix of talent in those late models. Ought to be a good show.
Yeah, I would have to say there's probably going to be some wrecks. I would have to think.
As long as you don't get caught up in them Friday night, you'll be all set, right?
That's right. I'll enjoy watching that just as long as I'm not a part of it.
There you go. All right, sounds good. Listen, 4 points out of the championship lead. Your teammates, Justin Allgaier, Jason Leffler, right there in the hunt with you. What are the team meetings like with you 3 guys all having a good shot at this title?
Well, for Mr. Turner, having 3 of us that all have shots to win, I think he just wants to make sure at least one of us wins it. So, he really wants us to work together. We've been trying to work really close together at the racetrack, whether it be meeting after practice or just talking during practice, and trying to work together, whether it be talking about setups or talking about us actually driving the cars on the track. So we're trying to use that to our advantage of having 4 cars at the racetrack, and I think it will pay off.
All right. Well, we wish you well this weekend. We look forward to catching up with you next week, and busy stretch coming up. You guys don't get another off week for quite a while, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's we had a couple at the beginning of the year, so we used them up early.
There you go. Getting ready to strap in for the summer run. Appreciate it, Reed. Have a good, safe trip up there. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Always a treat. Reed Sorenson wheels the 32 car out of the Turner Motorsports stable.